Today we are doing the final number 7 in our video series, the 7 keys to getting all of your needs consistently met. So I am super excited to be sharing with you today because this final key is a really, really important one. But before we get into that, you know the drill by now. If you're watching live, drop me a little comment to say hello so that I know that you're here. If you're watching on the replay, drop me a little hashtag replay so that I know that you have seen this video. So we have gone through keys 1 to 6. Key number 7 is really a game changer when it comes to getting all of your needs consistently met. And key number 7 is consistency. Because what you tend to find is 2 things when it comes to any kind of self-care, any kind of meeting your needs, any kind of new strategy for life that's going to work. The first thing is that normally when people learn about something new, when they read a book, when they watch a webinar, when they watch a Facebook Live, when they attend an event, whether they do a free challenge, whether they listen to an audiobook or they watch a video course, they get involved in something, what tends to happen is that it becomes the focus for a period of time. And for a period of time, and that period of time could be 24 hours, it could be a week, it could be a month, it could be a year. What you tend to find is that people get excited about a new idea, a new concept, or something new that they're learning that they want to apply. Here's the thing though, what tends to happen is that we get super excited about it right at the beginning and we implement things right at the beginning. And then what ends up happening is as life kind of happens and things come up, which happens, is that the focus on this new way of doing things slowly and steadily declines without us necessarily noticing about it. And all of a sudden, it then becomes not so much of a focus. That's the first thing that tends to happen. The second thing that tends to happen, and this happens so much with the meeting of our needs, is that most people have what I describe as roller coaster needs. And what that means is that there are some times that just simply by the way that we are living, simply by the things that are happening in our lives, there are times when all of our needs are inadvertently, without us really paying too much attention to it, getting met. So we feel really good. So thinking about maybe being on vacation or on holiday. So if you are spending something which most of us would love to do right now and aren't able to. But if you think about normally when you go on a vacation, what tends to happen is that you spend more time relaxing, you spend more time replenishing. You're probably somewhere that you really enjoy. You're probably with people that you really enjoy being with. You're probably doing more of the things that you really like to do. And so inadvertently, just by the very virtue of the fact that we are on vacation and the things that we choose to do in that time, our needs are getting better met. And so we feel really good. But then what ends up happening is that without some kind of consistent focus or consistent practice or consistent way of ensuring that our needs get met, is that there are other times where without us really paying too much attention to it, our needs are getting sacrificed. So if you think about a really stressful time at work, or even look at what's happening at the moment for a lot of us, is that we're going through these stressful times where we've got a lot on our plate, we've got a lot of pressure, we're not very resourceful, we may not be sleeping particularly well, we may have not been eating particularly well, and by the virtue of what's happening during that time, our needs are being sacrificed. And without some kind of consistency around the meeting of our needs, what happens is that we just keep going down these ebbs and flows, these ups and downs. And we go through times when things are feeling good and we feel great and we feel really resourced. And at those times, we don't really think about self-care or doing things to meet our needs because we're already feeling good. We only tend to think about self-care and meeting our needs when things aren't that great. So what happens is that when we're at the top of the roller coaster, because our needs are being met by the things that we're doing, we don't think about it. But because we don't think about it, we're also got not any consistently. So as life is changing and things are starting to shift in a different direction, we've got nothing to keep our needs consistently met. And so without us realizing it, all of a sudden we end up in a slump, or we end up in this in the valley. And when we're in the valley, what ends up happening is that at that point it becomes really important for us to focus on self-care or meeting our needs or doing the things that we need because we are feeling depleted. And what happens is that when we're in that valley and then we do something to meet our needs, but again it's not a consistent thing, we do something short term, we hit the crest again, and then because we don't create consistency, it comes down again. So we end up in this kind of roller coaster when it comes to the meeting of our needs. On the other hand, if we create a consistent, and here's the important thing, quick, easy and simple practice to ensure that our needs stay met, what means is that we end up creating more of a normalized line. Rather than kind of have these big peaks and big troughs, we're still going to have little variations, but they're going to be much more subtle. And those variations are going to happen much more towards the top of the peaks than they are towards the troughs, because we're focusing on the meeting our needs, which allows us to kind of get to that level where our needs are being better met. And then if we keep our needs consistently met, we're just going to waver around that top line. What it means is that that we're not going to go through these massive dips that people tend to find happen so consistently because of what happens in our lives. And so that's the reason that as part of the universal needs work, what we do is we teach a really simple, quick and easy practice. Once you go through the program, it takes literally 5 to 15 minutes a day to ensure that all of your needs stay consistently met. Because if you find ways of doing it each day or every other day that are super simple, quick and easy, and you create that consistency, what it means is that at the times when things are good, things get to be really good because they get amplified by the things that you're doing to meet your needs. At the times when life is a little bit more challenging and you're a little bit less resourced, what happens is that you've already built your resource tank. Your tank is already full. And so at the times when you are maybe taking a little bit more out because of stress or busyness or the circumstances that you're in, you have the capacity to take a little bit out without hitting bottom. And because if you're taking a little bit out, but you're also putting it in, you're going to stay in this kind of more resourced level of the tank rather than dropping down to empty, or even worse, dropping into the reserve tank and dropping to your reserve tank being empty, which is what a lot of people do. And it's normally only when we're in that really at the depths of where our needs aren't being met at all. At that point, we put some focus on it again. And at that point, it's not just about meeting our needs, it's about recovery from not having our needs being met in order to get to that point where we're back to being replenished again and our tanks are partway full. So in addition to the 6 keys that we've talked about so far, the final key that is really important is to create consistency, but consistency in a way that is actually sustainable in your life. You don't want to be great, like sometimes it's challenging to create consistency where you're trying to do an hour of yoga every day, or you're trying to do half an hour of meditation every day, you're trying to do that. If it becomes too big, it's not sustainable. So what we want to do is create consistency with something that is small, simple, quick and easy. And that means that we are able to not only stop our tanks from depleting completely and hitting the bottom of that roller coaster, but also we're able to make sure that our tanks stay full, get full, and stay full. And that's what we're looking for, is that consistency. So that's it. That's the final 7th key, is consistency, to make sure that our needs not only get met, but they stay met, and they stay consistently met in a way that feels sustainable to you and that complements your life, that you can fit easily within your life without it feeling like a big challenge, a big effort, or a big imposition, or where you're having to make other sacrifices to do it. We want to find a way of meeting your needs which is going to be sustainable, and in order for it to be sustainable, it needs to be quick, easy and simple. Hi Catherine, good to see you here today. So that is the final in our 7 video series on the 7 keys to getting all of your needs consistently met in the ways that work for you. From this point forward, we're going to go back to doing our weekly needs nuggets. So what we'll be doing is we'll be dropping in here and we'll be giving you little bits of tips or advice just from things that come up with clients, things that come up in the Nourish Your Needs group, conversations that spark us an idea that we might want to share with you for something super simple, quick and easy that will help you with the meeting of your needs. If there is something particularly that you want to know about, if there's something you're struggling with, if maybe you're struggling with emotions right now because of everything that's going on, if you're struggling with anxiety right now, maybe you're struggling with boundaries, there's a whole heap of things that maybe come under this umbrella. Drop me a little comment in the comments, drop me a little PM, let me know, and I'll make sure that I add those to the list of the needs nuggets that we're going to be bringing to you every week. That's it for today. I'm off to enjoy some of this lovely weather. I hope you're having a great day wherever you are. Lots of love to you, and I'll speak to you again really soon. Bye bye.